The continent of South America has a rich history, and it's one that many superpowers have fought to conquer. Unfortunately, brutal colonization was a common theme, but the majority of the countries eventually gained their independence, yet continued to rely on the West heavily. Despite this, many countries in South America have managed to preserve their unique cultures and traditions, one of which is Bolivia. I have always found Bolivia to be a fascinating country, with interesting stories such as water privatization, failed attempts by McDonald's to succeed, and the rise of the first indigenous man to become president. Even today, Bolivia continues to fascinate me, which is why I decided to explore La Paz and visit a landmark that has disappeared into the clouds. Enjoy.
Good morning from the highest city in the world, located at 3,650 meters above sea level. I want to welcome you to the most intriguing country in South America and the capital city of Bolivia. Welcome to La Paz. Well, there are two capitals in this country. One is constitutional, which is Sucre, and the other one is administrative, La Paz. Today we're going on a mission to the highest ski resort in the whole world, which is abandoned now. On the way there, we're going to visit the Witches Market, Centro Histórico, and the cemetery, and everything in between. So get comfortable, tell your boss you're busy, and vamos. What do you think is the best mode of transportation here in the highest city, built in the mountains, inside a canyon? Obviously, is the cable car system. Let's take a ride and see how special it is. Looks like a very modern and Europeanized cable car system. Check it out. And most importantly, are the views.
The cable car system, a monumental project set in motion by the former president Evo Morales, was designed to connect La Paz, nestled within the canyon, with the city of El Alto, majestically situated at the mountain's peak. The successful completion and operation of the first phase in 2014 marked a significant milestone. Today, La Paz proudly holds the title of the world's longest cable car system, stretching an impressive 33 kilometers.
I think this project is very debatable because they spent over $200 million. For that amount of money, you can definitely take care of a lot of problems in the city, especially the roads. Our first stop is Centro Histórico. We need to take 2 cable cars there. This is very convenient way to make public transportation and very cheap, only costs 3 soles. Unfortunately, you have to buy another ticket to get on another cable car to continue your journey. You cannot just use one and get around the whole city.
I hopped on the next cable line and chatted with this kind lady.
¿Es vida aquí muy difícil o...?
Sí, no hay trabajo.
¿Por qué? ¿De ciudad es muy grande?
Sí, los jóvenes están buscando trabajo.
¿Y otras ciudades en Bolivia no trabajan?
En Santa Cruz dice que hay.
Amazonia.
Sí, sí.
Okay.
Santa Cruz dice que es mejor que La Paz.
¿Qué es esto aquí?
Es a las citas. Por estas fechas, desde el 24 de enero se han quedado para vender miniaturas. Venden también de alpaca.
Bolivianos.
Sí, bolivianos.
Tradición para
sí,
turistas.
Sí, para turistas.
Es muy grande.
Grande es, por la avenida del Camacho se entra.
Zonas de energía eléctrica, batidoras metálicas de acero inoxidable.
At this altitude, it's very difficult to breathe and walk. And these streets with the hills are not helping at all. We are approaching the Centro Histórico, but before that, let's grab a drink. Buenas tardes. ¿Qué es esto?
Refresco de durazno seco.
Frío. ¿Cuánto cuesta? ¿Dos? ¿Es con azúcar o sin azúcar?
Con azúcar especial.
Un poco?
Sí.
Okay, I'm not sure what kind of fruit this is, but we're going to try it. It's pretty tasty. Doesn't have a specific smell. And she said they added sugar. Whatever the fruit tastes like, actually, the sugar always kills it. I hope these glasses are clean, huh? I've been in South America over 2 months already, and I've been pretty lucky with the street food. Muchas gracias.
también.
Nomads, we've reached the Centro Histórico in the middle of La Paz.
Immediately, what stands out in the plaza are the two Bolivian flags. The one with 3 colors and the coat of arms was adopted in 1851. The alternative flag, Huipala, with 7 colors, was introduced by Evo Morales in 2009. This flag represents the natives of the Andes and the 4 regions of the Incan Empire. The third one commemorates the battle against Chile.
Doesn't this plaza remind you of the one in Venice? 1 million pigeons in one area. Unbelievable. What are they doing here? Spreading diseases? The only minus I'm seeing here in the middle of the center is the buildings. Check this out. Behind the historic building, you have a very ugly modern glass building. And not just one, but 2. And supposedly that's where the president works. And the main reason why we see so many pigeons here is because that they're selling corn. No, gracias. We saw a bit of the Centro, and now let's go to the witches market where the water crafting is going on. What is the most common thing in all of Latin American countries? Are the markets. You cannot go far away from them. In every city that you go, you will find a huge market. Not 1 or 2, but several. I'm not sure exactly who's still buying DVDs, but if you need one, you can come to La Paz and find a bunch of them. Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the witch market. Whew. What you are seeing here is actually real dead baby llamas. And at the top are the fetus.
I was told that these llamas are not killed, but they come from the miscarriages. This explains why the different size.
And the whole point of the dead llamas and the fetuses and these tables that are full with different types of candies and money, obviously fake, is that these are the offerings to Pachamama, the god. This is the beliefs of the indigenous. The more you offer, the more you get back. For example, for prosperity, for wealth, for love, and so on and so forth. And the llama is the main offering. Centuries ago, they actually used to offer real dead human babies. Besides the offerings and the water stuff, they also have these things, which is like herbal medicines for different, like for stomach pain, for cancer, for food problem, to get super strong.
Alongside the herbal medicine, the local culture also embraces black magic and a variety of potions. The labels on these potions are a fascinating read, offering a glimpse into the rich cultural traditions of the area.
But the small tables I just showed you is not only for burning for the offerings for the gods to receive something in return,
but also the llama fetus is burnt or buried dead under the foundation of a building for good fortune.
I see a guy who's sitting here and he's performing some type of fortune telling. Let's see what's going on. Hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Es posible para mí?
Sí.
¿Con coca o con carta?
Con carta.
No, carta, ¿cuánto cuesta?
15 minutos.
I've never done this before. I've never been to a psychic before, but today is the day.
¿Tu nombre?
Pablo.
Pablo. ¿Tienes novia o no?
No.
No hay novia. Pues vamos a ver. ¿De dónde eres?
Rusia.
Rusia. Primero en el amor de una pareja. Hay una persona que está, digamos, en torno de ti y va a aparecer una persona, una mujer que te vas a casar y formalizar con ella. Por decir, este año 2024 te va a ir bien. Va a haber pareja, estudio, trabajo, dinero, va a haber nomás. De salud estás bien. Ahora hay que ver, ¿no? Para ella aparece un accidente o desgracia.
¿Cartas? ¿Falso o verdad?
¿Sí?
Sí.
¿Verdad?
Ok.
que les proteja la madre tierra Pachamama, para que no haya ninguna desgracia, ni enfermedades ni problemas.
Well, that was my first time visiting a psychic, but the news were not so good actually. So we need to buy a table to offer it to the Pachamama to reverse all the bad luck that they just presented to us.
La plata, la fortuna, la abundancia, para que todo se proyecte bien, para que no le falte nada, la salud, el amor y la familia. ¿No?
Gracias.
El dinero no se quema, se lo guarda, ¿ya?
I think that's enough of the market and the water stuff. Now let's go to another place that is supposedly interesting. Look how I found this bad boy from United States, Dodge. Let's see if he can take me up the street, because I'm sick and tired of walking. Oh, спасибо, cemeterio? Cemeterio? Sí, sí. Okay. That was an unsuccessful ride. They said that the bus is not going to the cemetery. I hopped into a colectivo to go up this hill because it's impossible to walk. It's really difficult to breathe.
Ceja, final portada, cementerio Collasido, final portada. Ceja, final portada, cementerio Collasido, final portada, ceja.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is not the best place to be making videos, but I do want to make a quick stop here and show you how the cemeteries look in Latin America, since we've been to the other ones, to the Jewish, to the Slavic, to the Muslim. And finally, it's the Latin one. This is totally different from the ones I've seen before, because all of them are inside, not underneath.
This is a very convenient way to maximize cemetery space. They store dead bodies inside the crypt. After the 5 years are up, the body is brought out and cremated. The family has one last party and spreads the ashes, and often is on Lake Titicaca.
And of course there's giant memorials, like pantheons I would say, for the rich. We found a Bolivian market that has a lot of food. Maybe we should grab something before our long journey to the mountains. This is what I'm having for lunch. A soup with the chicken feet. My favorite type of soup, honestly. Now, since the time of the lunch, they usually have a special of a 3-course. This is what we're eating for second. It's chicken schnitzel with pasta. It's a pretty reasonable price. It's about 10 Bolivian soles, which is less than $2. That was a delicious lunch, and you guys might probably think it's pretty unhygienic here, but I gotta tell you, that's not true. Maybe everything looks old, the floor looks dirty, but the dishes are clean, there's a sink, it's not street food, it's inside of a place, and yeah, you can tell when it's clean, the forks, the knife, all of it, and the food is hot, and there's a huge amount of people who are coming, so they have to keep it up. Now it's finally time to go to our destination, where we will conclude this video. Ok, vamos to Chacaltaya. Mi amigo aquí, ¿cómo te llamas?
Fabricio.
Fabricio, mi nombre es Pavel, soy de Rusia.
We began the journey up the mountains. On the outskirts of La Paz, there were dirt football fields, mountains of trash spread out, people appearing out of nowhere, and of course, spectacular views of Andes.
I want to remind you that the La Paz is located 3,600 meters above sea level, and now we're going even higher. This is going to be something special. And the views here are unbelievable, much better than the premieres in Central Asia. I'm actually truly surprised about the road conditions, because since 1930s till 2009 this place was a ski resort. How would people drive here on this type of a road? It doesn't make sense.
As we got higher, I realized there were no other cars and the road kept getting worse. I really felt bad for the driver for asking to take me here. After roughly an hour drive from La Paz, we arrived at the top.
Friends, gypsies, nomads, and people who love to travel to remote places, I want to welcome you to the ski resort of Chacaltaya. Unfortunately, nowadays it's abandoned, but check out these views.
Imagine this ski resort situated at an incredible 5,375 meters above sea level. Opened in the 1930s, it had one mechanical chairlift that transported skiers up the mountain and one cozy restaurant for hot meals. Skiing was possible due to a massive glacier at this exact spot as you see in the video. Also, it was one of the lifelines for La Paz to get fresh water.
Not only was this ski resort the highest in the world for several decades, but also, wow, what an echo here. But also they have the highest restaurant in the world, which still carries that record. As you can see, it's closed, but according to my research, there's two brothers that live somewhere here, and then whenever there's a minibus full of tourists, they open it up for them and serve food, so it's a functional restaurant.
I did some lurking around, tried knocking on the door to see if I can find the brothers. But no luck, at least the inside was clear and visible.
Here you go. This was the only ski resort in all of Bolivia. You're probably wondering how it's possible since half of the country is occupied by the Andes Mountains. I don't know how to answer you that question, but I can tell you the tragic history of this place.
With the rapid increase of the global warming, in the 1990s, scientists began to study the glacier and predicted it would melt by 2015. Unfortunately, they were wrong because last piece of ice melted in 2009.
But this is the consequences of climate change. Now it's time to give our offerings to the Pachamama and hopefully reverse everything that the fortune teller told me today. This is how we're preparing it.
I'm specifically referring to the negative aspects that were mentioned. First, we tried pouring rubbing alcohol into the fire to allow it to burn everything.
Wait, no.
That didn't help much, and we quickly realized that it was not going to work. Then the taxi driver had an idea to go under the car and drain some gasoline. He came back with a full bottle. The fire indeed increased, but not for long. Eventually, we gave up.
Un poco.
I hope whatever was burned was enough for Pachamama to return the good fortune.
So nomads, if you stayed all the way till the end, leave your comments. I want to know what you think about this little tour in La Paz, and especially this place. And our next trip will be much interesting, a very special one, about Che Guevara, where the United States CIA assassinated him. So stay tuned, and until next episode, nomads. Ciao.